Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nemia Lenjo, and on this channel I create videos all about faith and godly living. I would like to begin by thanking all of you who have recently subscribed to my channel, and all of you who are thinking about it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I promise you will not regret it. So yeah, go ahead, hit that subscribe button below and let me know, what interests you about God. What are those things in faith? What are those topics that, get you excited about serving God? So I can get to understand what you guys are all about. And yeah, so we can get to know each other and communicate and everything. So I want to begin again by saying thank you to all of you who have recently subscribed. I know part of this has to do with Minister GUC, which I'm so grateful for. I mean, it's a whole separate video of thanking Mr. GUC altogether, but I really appreciate all of you that have come to support me and to support this channel, and I hope that this will be a community of faith, a community of love, and Christ, and just blossoming in God. So thank you again. So yes, I have an interesting video for us today, and that is kind of just giving you guys a comparison, what it's like Christianity abroad versus back home. And by abroad, I'm going to be talking about the US specifically versus I come from Cameroon, so I'm assuming that's similar to Nigeria, maybe Ghana. In some way, it's quite similar. So before I go into the video, a quick disclaimer: I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm sure that the things that I'm saying, many people, at least some people who notice it, probably agree with me to some extent. So yeah, we are going to start the part one of this video, which is like the good things about Christianity abroad. Yeah, like what is the good in all of this? I hope you guys get it. So yeah, let's go. I have my notes here. So the first thing that I would say is community. Like I know that back home it's easy for people to take for granted that you are among other Africans. It's easy to take for granted that these are people that maybe live in down your street or something. But when you go abroad, that sense of community becomes a very important aspect of your life. I mean, without having other Africans around you, you can really lose your sense of place and a lot. I know that this is not this doesn't sound specific to like the kingdom of God and stuff, but believe me that this is really like a huge factor about Christianity, here in the US. It's not just about a community of believers, but you can really have that community of specifically like African believers, or and there are churches also like with other predominantly white, maybe predominantly African American and stuff like that. And it's not about like racism and stuff, but it's just that sometimes everybody, obviously you feel more comfortable in your niche, you feel more comfortable among your people. Like it's a lot easier for these communities to form because culturally it's more, what do you call culturally it's more permissible. I don't know, I need to check what that word means. But yeah, community is the first thing that I would say. So the second thing I would say is safety. I know it sounds a lot similar to the whole idea of community, but by safety I mean, for example, if you're an African that comes from back home abroad, maybe you don't have a place to stay, for example, or you really need a place of support and stuff like that. I feel like the church is one of those places that you can really get support from. Everybody is not, it doesn't happen that way for everybody, but I can definitely guarantee you that of the options that people might have about getting help when you come abroad and, getting a place to stay, some people even, I know people personally that Africans have come from abroad. They didn't know them directly, like they are not related to them in any way, but just because this person came and started going to their church, they were like, okay, hey, if you need a place to stay, you can stay with me for a few days, or you can stay with me like this. Or they converse with, maybe the pastor has somebody that they know and the person is not here yet, and the person is trying to come abroad, for example. So the pastor can be like, hey, do you think that you can allow this person to stay with you? And they'll be like, yeah, we can arrange it and stuff. So that's kind of another thing I think is really, really good about the community here. Again, is just having that sense of safety that I think is really, really nice. I know, again, I know this doesn't sound like it has anything to do with the kingdom, but these are the things that if you have lived in America, you may not really understand how important it is until you have lived in America. So the third thing I have to say is values stay consistent. Values stay consistent. When you come to a country like America, oh my God, so many ideologies are out here. But when you associate yourself, for example, in an African church, Bible believing church, you can still connect to those values that you always had even from back home. Maybe you are going to a church that is very serious about prayers, fasting, Bible study and things like that. You can still find that here. So that's another thing I would say about back home versus here. Like, the good thing is that these values can still stay consistent. You don't have to worry about, oh, the pastor, is just doing a speech or anything like that. I know they have these biases and these ideologies about American churches and stuff like that. I'm not against American preaching and everything, but I'm saying that there is this streamlined connection, like this, like it's the same across the border. So you'll find that here in America as well. So number 4 is relationship. So by relationship, I mean that people can easily get to know one another. I feel like I've seen churches, at least online. I watch a lot of these online churches in Nigeria from Dunamis. I know Dunamis houses thousands and thousands of people. Oh my God, thousands of people, per service. The number of people that probably gather in this church is unbelievable. Maybe even Apostle Selman and like all these other churches, like I feel like their crowd is just unbelievable. But a lot of the time there are big churches here. Please don't get me wrong. I know this video has a lot of people probably be like, well, but just get what I'm saying. The thing about here is that the community, you may not you can still have a big church, but there's still some giving sense of community, especially for those who are serious about serving, especially for those who are more timely with the commitments in the church and stuff. You will probably get to know a lot of the people that you go to church and service with more compared to back home. Back home, people can probably come to church, say hello, hi to your neighbor and everything, and still go back home, your separate ways. But here, it's likely you are going to be sitting next to the same people every Sunday. It's very, very likely you are going to probably meet the same faces, more. And I think that is really a great way to, to get to know people better and to learn from them and you know, not just that, oh, I just saw you and everything. No, you can connect to them and stuff like that. So that's another thing I think is really nice here. So the final one is number 5, that talent is obvious. Talent is obvious, and by talent I mean like it's so easy to differentiate those who are passionate about God here. Ah, my God, like I cannot stress this one. It's so easy to tell them apart because, like, life in America, Lord, life in America, I don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into that. But it's so easy to tell apart those that are passionate about God and those that I'm not saying they're not passionate, but you will be able to see those people that you know that, wow, this person's heart is really like, it's really like, you know, fire, on fire for God, you know, and stuff. So it's very easy to differentiate talent, and sometimes that can mean like more opportunity for people that are passionate about God to grow, you know. Sometimes that can mean recognition. I'm not saying serve God for recognition, but sometimes that's kind of, you know, something that can come out of there, especially like I said, when you're in a smaller community of believers and stuff. It's easier for you to be, you know, located and pulled and brought up, you know, more quickly. I'm not saying that that's how it is. Believe me, I'm not saying that, oh, they just say, oh, this person looks like they're passionate, and then they just go and say, okay, you come and serve God. And no, that's not what I'm saying, but it definitely shines a light. It shines a spotlight on people that are, you know, very passionate about God. So yeah, I think that's what I have to say for now. The good thing about Christianity abroad is that there are still some of these values I have mentioned that, you know, channel all the way here. And also there are certain advantages of having a smaller community of people that you're able to know more personally and stuff like that. If you go to any church abroad, it doesn't have to be the US, maybe in the UK or all of that. Let me know if your experience is the same, or if you're just like, girl, I don't know what you're saying. You know, some people go to bigger churches than others. Like I said, I'm speaking from my personal experience. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. So watch out for part 2 of this video. Part 2 of this video is about the bad, and believe me, there are things, I'm not saying, I shouldn't have said it like that, but there are things, guys, we have to talk about in terms of Christianity in America. So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much again. I mean, guys, you guys are the best. I just cannot stress that enough. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. God bless you all, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye. Subscribe.